99% of OnlyFans creators are doing the things that I'm about to talk in this video completely wrong, and it's severely limiting how much they're making on OnlyFans. By following the advice that I'm about to talk about right now, you are guaranteed to at least triple your returns on OnlyFans. So let's talk about it. So I've been talking to a lot of solo creators and potential new clients lately, and there are 5 recurring things that I'm noticing as simple changes with the majority of them within minutes of glancing at their profiles. Pretty much all of these things only take minutes to fix, yet the problems still exist, and that's simply because it's very easy to overlook because of how simple these things are. By the way, guys, before we jump into this, don't forget to DM me on Instagram or Telegram about joining my free Telegram community. I'm pretty much active there every day, and I talk about this stuff all the time. So the first thing I'm noticing is the fact that so many creators have their socials linked on their OnlyFans pages. Sure, if you're a fucking huge influencer and have so many fans and followers and different streams of income, this doesn't really matter if you do this or not. But if your goal is to maximize how much you're making on OnlyFans, which I assume most people watching this video are trying to do, you need to take your socials off as soon as humanly possible. And the reason for this is because you need to look at your OnlyFans account as your bottom of the funnel and ultimately the place that you want people to end up and stay. If your social media is pinned to the top of your OnlyFans, there's a high likelihood that your fans who just subbed are gonna click them, look at your Insta, where you're not gonna be able to sell them anything, by the way, and then go back to their Insta feed and then tap another girl, and then poof, they're gone, and bye-bye money. This exact same concept is also applicable to your Linktree or your link in bio, which you use to funnel people to OnlyFans. Don't have your other socials on there if your sole goal is to get people to OnlyFans. Here, let me show you an example of this real quick, actually. All right, guys, so this is what I'm talking about here, is that this page, you're doing too much. If your goal is to get subscribers on OnlyFans, I don't know what this girl's goal is. I just pulled her up randomly. Maybe her goal is to get more subscribers on Instagram or whatever the hell it is. But if your goal is to get OnlyFans subscribers, these social medias need to go away. Like, it just makes no sense to have this even before, like, it's a free page. Like, they might not even subscribe. They might have come from Instagram and be like, oh, she has a Twitter, and then click the Twitter, and then next thing you know, they're gone. Like, you cannot have your social medias here. I cannot emphasize that enough. And then, you know, looking at the Linktree too, like, look at this. Like I said, I don't know what this girl's goal is. Like, her goal, she probably has a bunch of different revenue streams or whatever it is. And like, what I'm saying is not applicable to her. But for people who want to grow their OnlyFans, you need to limit the options for these people to pick, or they're going to never become subscribers. So I really can't emphasize that enough. Get rid of the social medias. Don't do it. Now, the second thing that I've been noticing that creators are doing wrong that's impacting their earnings is that their welcome messages are way too fucking complex or long, or they have a piece of content in it, or they're even trying to sell something within their welcome message itself. Let me ask you this. Do you think that you're the only person that this fan is sub to? Absolutely fucking not. You have to think. When these fans open OnlyFans, your profile or your creator's profile is not the only one that they're sub to. They're likely sub to tons of OnlyFans profiles who literally all spam their content all day long via mass messages. So when they open your welcome message and it doesn't have a paragraph and it doesn't have a piece of content and you're pretty much doing the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing on OnlyFans, it's actually very refreshing, and there's actually way more inclined to start chatting with you. And since 90 to 99% of the money that you make on OnlyFans should be done in the DMs via the chats and building relationships, this is exactly what you fucking want. Oh, and don't even think about trying to sell something in your welcome message either. If you're immediately asking for money as the first message the fan sees, you're setting the completely wrong tone immediately, and they likely won't even message you. This is very, very important. You have to make it seem like you're not only there for their money, when in actuality, I know it is likely the reason you're there, but you cannot show that. So avoid asking for money in the welcome message, and you will definitely get better results. Let me actually show you a bad example and a good example right now. All right, so check it out, guys. So little side-by-side comparison here. So the left is the one that I think is not good at all, and then the right is great. And when somebody first looks at this, be like, oh, this person on the left, they're doing really good. You know, they got a piece of content and they got a nice long message explaining what's going on. And then, you know, the one on the right seems kind of lazy. Well, that's completely wrong. And the reason why is because everyone does what this person on the left is doing. Literally everyone does. They think that they need more stuff. They need a really crazy welcome message. And guys see that and they think it's just spam and bullshit. Whereas on the right, it's very simplified and it's refreshing, and they're more likely to respond and fall into like the goal that we want them to, which is basically basically building relationships. So, and then the other thing with this one on the left, like they're trying to sell something. Like, don't fucking do that. Don't fucking ask for money as soon as they subscribe. Like, they just paid money to subscribe potentially. Like, don't ask for more. Like, you have to hide the fact that you want their money. I know you want it, but you have to hide that. So this is just something I want to pull up kind of a little side by side and just some food for thought. Now, the third thing that I've been noticing as problematic is that a lot of creators are posting nudity on their OnlyFans walls. There are some cases where posting nudity on the walls for very specific creators. However, for 95% of creators, I highly recommend against doing this. And the reason is because you're severely limiting your ability to sell content in the DMs because they're essentially getting it for your subscription price, which is usually way too low for the quality of the content that you creators have. You should be presenting yourself in your page as if you rarely show your nudes with everyone, even on OnlyFans. And this way, you can mark up your content for a premium in the DMs because it's much more exclusive after building relationships, of course. Some girls tell me that they feel bad that they don't have any nudity on their wall if their page is a paid page because they feel like their fans aren't getting anything if they paid to subscribe. But you have to get past that. They are, in fact, getting something, by the way. They're getting the ability to DM you. Plus, you can still post very suggestive stuff on your wall, like stuff that you don't post on your other social medias. Don't feel bad about not posting nudity on your wall. Remember, your OnlyFans page is for you and not anybody else. And if somebody complains, they can fuck all the way off. Now, the fourth mistake that I'm noticing is that creators are not offering a discount on their page to subscribe and also aren't using free trial links to maximize their potential. Discounting is extremely important because you need to drive urgency for people to subscribe now rather than later, and also give the fans the image that they're getting a deal. So here's what you should be doing. Think of what you want your page subscription price to be, and then set your price to be double that and offer a 50% discount. So for example, if you want to charge $10 for people to subscribe, set your price at $20 and then offer a 50% discount to get it back down to $10, which is the price you wanted all along. This is a very simple but effective marketing tactic that pretty much every big corporation uses when it comes to selling their product or service. Then just couple this with a short CTA about how the discount is ending in a day or two or something, and then you have an excellent setup where you're driving urgency for the fan to make a decision now to subscribe rather than not having anything to drive urgency and the fan thinks that they'll be good to come back later, which of course they won't. Now, when it comes to the free trials, what we do within our agency for our clients is that one of the first things that we set up is so that we make it so that free trials are easily accessible for everyone. Then, once they're on the page, our chatting and selling team builds relationships and convinces the fans to turn renew on manually so that they do become a long-term paying subscriber. I've used this analogy before, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it again anyway. Think of it like the nightlife industry. Most clubs these days, they don't charge a price to get in unless there's like a performer or it's like a special occasion. And the reason is because they want to get people in the door and they want to get people to pay for drinks for a massive markup that they charge, the $20 drinks. If they charge to let people in, people will choose other clubs that don't have an entry fee. The exact same concept is applicable here with OnlyFans. If guys gotta pay to get on your page, they'll likely choose a different page to go to that's free. And yes, I understand the concept of having a subscription price is meant to weed out time wasters, but if you have excellent chatting on the back end, you should never be considered with time wasters in the first place. Now, the fifth and final thing that I'm noticing with a lot of creators is that they are not using tracking links. You can tell when you go to a creator's Twitter or other social media and the OnlyFans link is just a regular link to their page and it doesn't have a /C with a number afterwards. I'll actually put a screenshot of what I'm talking about here on the screen somewhere so you can see what I'm talking about and the difference between the two different types of links. But every successful marketer knows exactly where the majority of their traffic is coming from so that they can lean into whatever method it is that's generating them that traffic. If you're flying blind without tracking links, you're doing it completely wrong. Each social media platform for your creators and traffic source should have a different tracking link. And you can get very, very granular with this as well. For example, having multiple tracking links for each social media method that you have. We literally make hundreds of tracking links for our clients, and then you can use specific software like Inflow or BuddyX to calculate the LTV, which stands for the lifetime value from fans who come from these different traffic sources, right? And get even more calculated about how to drive traffic based on how much money you're making from each traffic method and each tracking link. Use every single tool that's available to you on OnlyFans and do not neglect anything. But that's it, guys. Those are the 5 simple mistakes I see all the time that only require very simple tweaks in order to really maximize on OnlyFans. And honestly, they don't take very much effort at all, but can be literal game changers when it comes to results. But I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit me up on my free Telegram community. I'm active on there all the time. But other than that, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.